Over-the-top audio content that is gradually gaining ground in the country. Such content led by music account for about 2.3% of the total time spent by the Indian on the online entertainment options. And the 2021 December report that the management's consulting team that suggests the smaller segment in the OTT audio, such as audio stories and the podcast, that gaining the transactions among paying those consumers, advertiser, and the investor that spent money on this online podcast and audio application platform, and that gaining those importance in the OTT, over the top, and the audio content, that the two factors regarding this that's shaping this trend among the people. The first is the stay at home culture that brought up by those pandemic, the lockdown situation that resulting in last 2 years, and the second it is homegrown audio only platform, that is Kuku FM, Protilipi, Pocket FM, all these platform in the audio versions that gather those momentum in early 2021, and that's shine up the market in a new way. That's the demand the market is created in a new way, and that's how it is gaining those importance, that is all time available, accessible, and people are like utilize those features very much acceptable, that anytime any content that can be created, and it is as growing in many languages apart from the English, many other regional languages. The India is accessing those content in those regional language, and that can be gaining in the high note, and that's the importance of many important audio content platform. And that is the funding also has been announced, that the content as beyond those English languages, and that can raise those funding in a rapid way. That is the important format of the short stories, audio stories, and those content that generated by the users. Audible, that is the most famous audio stream version, and that is available through Amazon, and that consistently led in the search interest, and the trend data in Google that shows the India's recent searches and the demand for the last 3 years, and that is a top priority for the Audible. And since early 2021, many audio platforms such as Pocket FM and Kuku FM, also the many regional languages that's comparable, is very much advantageous to the Audible platform that is only in English, and that's the many state and the urban location in many parts of the country. These are very much famous. The people's demand and the choices for many such interest in many locations in India, and which is more urban in nature than some other parts of the country, that leads to such interest in the place of Audible. And other hand, many small state, many that sought the interest for the Pocket FM and Kuku FM, and non-music audio, that is the smallest piece in the digital entertainment pie chart, and the share of the time spent on the online entertainment section in India. And the recent pie chart suggests that the social media platform, that is a 38.5%, the messaging app, that is a 34.8%, the OTT video is a 12.6%, and the new aggregations, the 7.4%, the short form of those videos, it is 4.4%, OTT audio, that is 2.2%, and the podcast, that is the non-music audio section, is 0.1%. It is the smallest piece of segment in digital entertainment field. And the less than 100 million Indians that can consume the content in English, and that is the report that the Hindi speaking says, that is the content is also better delivered in the regional language, that is a certain content that is very much acceptable in the regional language than the English, because it's more understandable, more accessible, and people can realize those incidents, those phenomena that is described in the stories or any discussion or any information that is provided in the regional language can be acceptable. And that is the importance that many important, increasingly the Indian language podcast, that Spotify, Kuku FM, HD Smartcast, the audio podcast, and the platform in the startup that is also drawing those investors' interest as a startup, and the maximum funding, that millions of dollars funding that is received by many important podcast section and the audio stories applications, and those audio stories and the user generated content in many languages, that is a 12 language including Kuku FM, Pocket FM, both founded in 2018 that also raised those external funds. Kuku FM has 5 lakh active paying users that started the podcasting with an interview format, and that's moved to the user generated content. Ultimately, that found stability in the business model that pivot those long-term series, typically take 20 to 100 episodes that user subscription, and they can use those revenue in those features. But it is very difficult in India that 90% of the market is captured by Google and Facebook in the ad revenue generation industry, and that is how the digital audio is looking for, and it is those vendors, that application as a name form of Kuku FM or Pocket FM, that can work to raise those external funds, and the digital audio revenues are expected to double between 2020 to 2024 in the next 5 years. During those tenure of 5 years, and the global entertainment and media outlook, that is the growth of spoken word content in India, that's project the monthly podcast listener to grow at an average of 30.4% in the next 5 years, and that's how the low subscription rate and data tariffs and the voice search, the business model that blend free to use and those subscription in India, and the revenue in India that in this particular segment will increase to about 90% from $900 million in 2020 to $1.7 billion in 2024, and that is the ultimate, the 5 times growth estimated globally, where those features, those important stories, those audio stories, those information, interview format discussion, the biography discussion, the audio book in a shorter format, a summary of audio book, the biography, all those are related to this important content in the audio format, and that's how this industry will grow, and India will also growing at a regional language. That's the podcast that's working from Kuku FM, HD Smartcast and Spotify. Those demand and generated, and that's how this audio podcast industry will grow in India in future, and the next 5 years will be an important section for the non-music audio content platform, and those are the ultimate consumer attractive features that can be provided. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.